When it comes to learning, spatial context matters. Maybe your team isn't quite ready to step into a mixed or augmented reality headset just yet. But with Manifest, you can still get 90% of that spatial experience using nothing more than a tablet. And those mental reps on a tablet go a long way. They boost safety by helping users understand their environment before they ever touch the real asset, improve confidence and accuracy, and reduce the time it takes to get up to speed on complex tasks. It's a powerful way to prepare your team without interrupting production. The good news is, when you are ready, this same procedure is already built for next-gen, hands-free devices. But for now, let's watch as Johnny walks you through a manifest work instruction in 2D, complete with a spatial model of the equipment, right on a tablet.
I'm in the end user scenario, I'm in a training scenario, and I'm on my iPad on Manifest. And what I'm firstly presented with is the work tab. So you can see I've been through a number of other training modules on the right-hand side, some on the TP20, some on a pump, all assets that I'm working on in my own confined space, in my own area for my department or me as a customer. And the only job I have left to do is, again, the one we created, maybe finely tuned a bit more slightly. There is this aerial lift platform pre-use checklist. So what I can do is simply click on this checklist, and you can see, maybe you might be quite familiar now with all the steps we have on the left side. So you have to see, again, we have that check manufacturer's operational manual is on board, check the capacity plate, and if I scroll down, you can see all the steps we have just there. And when I'm ready, and I've maybe reviewed these steps, and I've also reviewed some of the notes, so a bookmark, text notes, videos, photos, and even maybe I check the asset detail. So I check when I'm doing this, I'm on the right asset, I've been assigned the right job. I can hit the start button. And what that will do is it will kick the job off. Now, as I don't have a physical bit of kit in front of me, and maybe I'm doing this from self-serve training at home or in a classroom, what we can also do in Manifest is present 3D models in a really nice 2D environment. And we can still use the AR anchoring or the AR markup in a 2D world. So you can see on this first step, on the left-hand side, I am being asked to check the manufacturer's operational manual is on board and in the basket. I also have in the center of my screen a 3D model. And this 3D model is movable. So I can actually move the camera here and I can zoom in just using native iOS interactions. And I can see right at the front of that basket, I've got this green square highlighting where the manufacturer manual would typically be. I still have all the information in the background. So on the left-hand side, if I tap on a bookmark, you can see we still have the bookmark PDF that I can scroll through. And I can actually go through and have a review of. I can swipe to the right, just again, using my finger, native iOS interaction there. I get a text note saying it's located in the mute. And then I have our photos and our media. So we can still consume all that information. And once I've gone through this overview, I've gone through this orientation, I can simply hit done button and move to the next step. And again, this is brought, another 3D model is brought up, the same one, but I'm now being guided to a separate location. So I'm being guided to the back, which is where this step is asking me to check the capacity plate and the 6-month inspection plate. So that's highlighting in the back of the model. And I can simply open up the additional information here. So we can bring in these 3D models, and if I hit done button, we can bring in these 3D models and really have a nice overview digitally of an asset you can work on without maybe needing to have this asset in front of you. Or if there's a scenario where maybe having augmented reality is difficult on a certain asset due to safety concerns, safety risk, you can still have AR annotations pinpointing where a user needs to look, but on a 3D model in a 2D view. So you can see we have a nice view there of the control pad. So hit done. Now, maybe if I want to have a bit more real estate used, I want to actually really consume this 3D model, I can actually hit these hide details button at the top, and I can maybe have a bit more of this 3D model used within my screen. So I can actually really review where I'm looking here, and I'm being asked to check the pothole guards deployed and the pothole pins are deployed as well. So you can see I can view this. And I can actually go underneath the model. You can move this around really nicely, and you can actually probably get a more detailed overview than you would if you were using AR on the physical asset as well. It's pretty useful here. We can still open up, if I jump to the next step, we can still open up the same functionality with Manifest where maybe I want to leave some evidence. So I could click add evidence here. And if I was working on a physical asset, but using this 2D view, I could still take a photo or a video, leaving the evidence for me completing this job. Or if I maybe even the one below. If I found a fault, I could still leave a fault here, a really detailed description of the fault, and then I could jump into AR and leave a marker, but I have this 2D 3D model in the background. So I'm going to jump to the next step again. And again, we can see we have a nice detailed 3D model, a view of the annotations there. And we also have our 2D or enriched media. So again, we have this one's got a marked up photo of what we're looking for. And then also a quick video, turn that down, quick video going through how to open up this hydraulics bay. So combining this 2D enriched media, photos, videos, 3D models that are annotated is a super powerful way to give someone the instructions they need to complete the job. So let me jump to the next step again. And we go through a similar format here with pointing down to the task. And I guess in the interest of time, I'm just going to jump through. Then we get to the last step. And this is, again, similar to the step we added in that maker component, where I'm being asked to, the pre-use inspection has been completed. I'm given a nice title there, and it's asking me to leave some evidence. So again, all the steps previously, I've had the option to leave some evidence, but now I actually can't move on from this task until I leave some evidence. In a training scenario, maybe this is leaving some evidence that you found the training acceptable and you completed it without any problems. If it's this in a live operation, in a sort of customer maintenance example, this evidence can be used for an audit trail or adhering to standards, or just to find a sign off for completing. So I can hit add evidence button, and I'm allowed to leave any evidence here. So I'll hit text note just for the example here, and I'll just say all steps, all steps completed. And then I'll hit save. With that being done, I can hit the done button. Congratulations, your job was complete, your training, your package, your maintenance, and it's then returned me back to the work page. And this job, now in the complete tab, I could go and review, or more importantly, my manager, a shift manager, an admin can review this on the web portal.